Everyone likes getting the most out of their buck, and when moving to a new country, it is no different. With the many countries of Europe to choose from, finding the one with the best value can be an intimidating task. From the ruined bars of Sparties of Hungary to the 58-cent pints of beer in the Ukraine, here is our list of the top 10 cheapest countries to live in Europe. Enjoy! Number 10. North Macedonia. With a population of only 42,000 people, North Macedonia may be a small nation, but it is filled with history and diverse landscapes ranging from mountains to lakes to even canyons. This landlocked nation, with Siberia to the north, Bulgaria to the east, Greece to the south, and Albania to the west, is one of the cheapest places in the world to live. Rent costs about $200 per month, with utility bills raising that to $250. Having a meal out is almost cheap enough to be paid in just coins, with it only costing $16 for two people to eat out at a mid-range restaurant. If you're in a hurry, then fear not, as the fast food is also very cheap, with burgers costing as little as $2, with soft drinks or a coffee only being an extra $1. If you really want to live on a budget, then make use of the supermarkets, as a weekly grocery shop in North Macedonia will only set you back a measly $25. The prices here are so low, you'll almost feel bad for paying so little. Almost. Number 9. Montenegro. Montenegro is the perfect place for any nature lover. If beaches are what you're after, then you need to check out the country's finest, which sit along the Adriatic Sea. I would highly recommend checking out the almost 2-kilometer long Bičići Beach, which has previously earned the award of the most beautiful beach in Europe. The picture-perfect Lake Skadar is another must-see. This massive 370 square kilometer lake is fed not only by the river, but also by a series of freshwater springs underneath the water. These springs continuously cycle and filter the lake's water, making it extremely clean and even drinkable at certain times of the year. If you are looking for a cheap European country to live in with a natural scenic view, fantastic weather, and great affordability, then look no further than Montenegro, aka the Pearl of Europe. Number 8. Bosnia and Herzegovina. In recent years, tourism has exploded in this Eastern European country, largely thanks to its renowned natural environment, cultural heritage, and winter sports. You can remarkably travel to Bosnia and Herzegovina and live quite comfortably on $50 a day, with this covering accommodation, transport, food and drink, and even visiting attractions. There is plenty to see and do, with its capital and largest city, Sarajevo, being home to Baskarila, one of the oldest supermarkets in Europe dating back to the 1400s. I would highly recommend taking one of the free guided walking tours to make sure you don't miss out on any of Sarajevo's secrets. Incredibly, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which sparked the outbreak of the First World War, took place in Sarajevo. On top of its history, the country is filled with gorgeous mountainside towns, such as Balag, skiing resorts, such as Yornia, as well as the Mediterranean climate to add to the long list of reasons why you should move here. Number 7. Ukraine. Darkened by the political unrest and active conflict with Russia, which has plagued the headlines in the last few years, Ukraine has a tainted reputation to say the least. However, behind this turmoil lies a ridiculously cheap and attractive place to live. Ukraine is ranked as the most affordable country in Europe, with the average cost of a night stay being only $86, which is nothing compared to the average price of a night in New York, being more than 5 times that at $469. Incredibly, it gets even cheaper. Along the Azov Sea, you will find beachfront rooms, which go for as low as $10 per night. There's also an array of world-class activities available for a cheap rate in the Ukraine. On the Carpathian Mountains to the west of the country, you will find world-class ski resorts such as Bukovel. A half-day ski pass goes for as little as $30 and a full day goes for just $45. For all the beer lovers amongst us, you'll be happy to hear that these cheap prices don't stop at the slopes, with a pint of beer only costing an astounding 58 cents in the Ukraine. Being so cheap comes at a price. No pun intended. But a price which is seen when you look at the country's average salary. The average salary per month of someone in the Ukraine is only 400 euros, which is overshadowed by neighboring Poland's average monthly salary being around 2,000 euros. Ukraine is a great place to live as long as you keep clear of the radioactive Chernobyl. Number 6. Romania. The country may be home to the myth of Dracula, but Romania won't drain your wallets of funds if you choose to settle in this beautiful Eastern European country. The capital, Bucharest, is home to the world's heaviest building in the form of the Palace of Parliament, which is also the second biggest administrative building in the world, with only the Pentagon being larger. Romania is a country of great value, with the country offering various delicious foods which come around $6 a meal, and rent prices only costing around $400 a month. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's not of good value. The country is surrounded by surreal natural beauty and is accompanied by the architectural prowess of the painted monasteries of the northeast of the country, and the magnificent neo-Renaissance design of Peel's Castle, which is a huge draw for visiting tourists seeking some architectural eye candy. Number 5. Serbia. Next up is Serbia, another former Yugoslavian republic and the birthplace of famous inventor Nikola Tesla, whom Elon Musk's electric car company is named after. The country is quickly becoming known as a digital nomad hotspot in Europe, thanks to its relatively lax visa requirements. Its main cities, such as Belgrade and Novi Sad, boast cafe cultures and a nightlife that rivals some of the most famous destinations on the planet. The cost of living in Serbia is 49.35% lower than in the United States, and rent is also on average 77.85% lower. The seasons are distinct, with delightfully hot summers and snow-covered winters, offering the best of both climates. Did you know that 95% of the world's raspberries come from Serbia? Number 4. Bulgaria. Bulgaria is the oldest country in Europe, and it is amazingly the only country which hasn't changed its name since it was first established in 681 AD. On top of this, its capital Sofia was founded 7,000 years ago, making it the oldest city in Europe. Aside from all these historic records, Bulgaria is quite often the first country mentioned as the cheapest to live in Europe. It is famous among digital nomads for its low cost of living and excellent internet. The city of Plovdiv has been the digital nomad landing zone in Europe for years, with it even being referenced as the Chiang Mai of Europe. The country's Cyrillic alphabet can look like hieroglyphs to newcomers, so I would highly suggest familiarizing yourself with it before you arrive. Bulgaria offers a diverse landscape filled with beaches, mountains, monasteries, fortresses, tasty and healthy cuisine, and a burgeoning art scene. The climate isn't bad either, with mild temperatures, where even in the winter months it rarely dips below zero for long periods. Room rent in Bulgaria is very cheap, with it being very easy to find a one-bedroom studio for as little as $250. Like rent prices, the food and utility bills in Bulgaria are the lowest in the entire European Union. Public transport in Bulgarian cities is straightforward and cheap to get from one place to another. Along with the low cost of living, a growing economy, and emerging tech industry, Bulgaria is filled with great value and surreal natural beauty everywhere you look. Number 3. Poland. Moving abroad can bring with it many issues, one of them being the potential obstacle of a language barrier. This is not a problem if you choose to move to Poland, as the country boasts of the highest percentage of English speakers on this list. With close to 40% of its population speaking English, it is a severely underrated place to teach English abroad. This English fluency can also come in handy when job hunting, as Poland boasts diverse top sectors with ample work opportunities for expats, especially in international industries. Its location is also ideal, with it lying in Central Europe, linking the East with the West and offering an affordable European experience. Its largest cities, Warsaw and Krakow, are very modern and offer the most of the amenities that you would expect from a Western country to offer. The capital of Poland, Warsaw, is a charming destination and is considered one of the cheapest cities to live in Europe, with a well-developed local transporting system to assist in getting around. Living in any of the big cities in Poland is very cheap when compared to many European countries, placing it in pole position in terms of cost of living. Number 2. Czech Republic. The Czech Republic consumes the most beer in the world per capita. Along with having more than 2,000 castles within its border, it is also the country with the highest castle density. So, if you fancy drunken medieval wonders, then the Czech Republic is the place for you. When enjoying one of the country's Pilsner-styled lagers, rest assured you are in a safe environment. With crime being extremely low and pickpocketing uncommon, the Czech Republic is one of the safest countries in Europe. As well as being safe, it is very affordable. The Czech Republic is the 7th cheapest country in the EU for clothes and the 3rd cheapest for hotels and restaurants, meaning you won't have to break the bank when heading out for a meal, with the average meal costing as little as $6. With its excellent healthcare, beautiful forests, and Prague's world-famous astronomical clock, there are plenty of pros to check off the list when deciding to move here. Number 1. Hungary. From popular events in its capital's ancient thermal baths to its stunning architecture and ruined bars, Hungary is a great and cheap place to live. Hungary's capital, Budapest, has become a hotspot for international travelers and expats due to its fun culture and extremely low prices. The country is home to over 1,000 natural springs, with 118 of them located in its capital. Sparty Spa Plus Party are held at the Budapest Springs, so be sure to bring your swimsuit as you enjoy the baths, warm waters, and surrounding Roman architecture. These outdoor baths transform into a nightclub when day turns to night, and the neon lights are switched on and the music gets turned up. Another great spot is the capital's ruined bars. Found in Budapest's Old District 7 neighborhood, these bars are carved out of the ruins of abandoned buildings, stores, or lots. From the outside, these bars look like regular homes, but once inside, bright lights, music, and funky interiors cover every wall, creating a carnival-like vibe. Additionally, the food is some of the best in all of Europe, and is without a doubt the most underrated. With plenty of treasured national dishes such as longos and goulash to choose from, there's no chance of you going hungry in Hungary. Despite all of these attractions, Budapest is still one of the cheapest cities to live in. Most residents of Hungary quote their rent costs in the hundreds, not thousands. You won't find many single people paying more than 600 euros a month, even in the center of the pulsating capital. Where in Europe is a great place to move to? What would you like to be featured in a future video? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for more cool facts about places across the globe.